Hello, welcome to your bonus session. Today we are going to cover how we tape our ankles. So last week we've done a lot of work on ankles, and what me and Heather wanted to show you really today, how to tape the ankles up properly, utilizing the structure, what we call the tibialis anterior, which is basically the muscle which pulls the foot into dorsiflexion. A lot of people with hypermobility, what happens is their feet will always fall into plantar flexion, a bit, like a ballerina on point, especially when we're trying to do different exercises. And what we want is to increase the tone in this tibialis anterior muscle so that we have a lot more ankle stability. The TA also plays a very important role when we walk, and a bigger part in locking the ankle joint, which is something we need, especially if you go stepping off a curb that's a little bit higher than you thought. We need a muscle that's going to be able to lock the ankle down and stop you rolling it and obviously injuring yourself. So let's zoom in and have a look how we tape this particular body part. Okay, taping this ankle. What we need is obviously our KT tape and a pair of scissors. This tape can go for an insane amount, something like £22 through Amazon, stuff like that. Certain shops in the UK, things like Home Bargains, £2.50. Okay, the quality of it really does not matter, so don't worry too much about breaking the bank. You can get a couple of rolls for these for 10 quid and it'll last you ages. So quickly going to go through this tibialis anterior muscle. So starting off in here and it runs across here, okay? So it helps us when we lift our feet up into dorsiflexion. Like say when we're stepping off curbs, we need this to be able to lock our ankles if we go a little bit awry. So a lot of people with hypermobility, their feet will look like this, okay? Like ballerinas on point. And especially when we want stability ankles, we want a little bit more tone in this muscle because it keeps the ankle joint a bit more steady. There's a big difference between muscle strength and muscle tone, which is something we'll go into deeper in the weeks to come. But muscle strength is the force we can exert with one repetition. Not bothered about that. Muscle tone is about the amount of tension in the muscle when we're not doing anything. And the higher the tone, the more stable the joint is. This tape isn't strong enough, really, to support a joint. It's not, it's flimsy, but that's not what tape's for. Tape is there to irritate the nerves in the skin, to tell the brain, hey, look, something's going on, and that forges a good connection between what's going on at this joint and your brain. The better the connection from your foot to your brain, the more stable your joint will be. So, with your tape, we need to, first off, get the right length. So, what I want you to do is to go from the tip of your toe to your mid shin, okay, about there. That is the perfect length. So if I cut this off, remember when you're cutting tape, it doesn't have to be fantastic, okay? We just want a nice little round edge so that when we're moving, there aren't any pointy 90-degree edges that will start to peel off and make our tape peel. So see, it should just take you a couple of seconds. Or if it's me, longer. Okay, so once you've got your tape and it goes from your toe to about mid-shin, we're ready to start. Take your tape, cut the edge off, just tear it with your hands, okay? And grab the top end and this part of the tape, pull it back a little bit and give it a press down, okay? Makes our life easier in the long run. Completely pull this part of the tape off, and this is what we call our anchor point, okay? It's the bit that anchors the tape to us. See this little bony process here on the side of the ankle? That's where we're going to attach this to. Sorry, not here, a little bit further forward of the ankle, okay? We're going there. Stick your tape on, give it a little rub. Rubbing just activates the adhesive in the tape, helps it stick to the skin a little bit better. Next off, we're going to pull the rest of the back and tape down to about halfway. We're going to grab it and we're going underneath the heel. Okay, so we're not completely in the middle of the arch of the foot, but we're not completely on the heel. We're on kind of the middle ground. If Heather just shows you a foot, you'll see what I mean. So this is the important bit. Keep the tension on it. Okay, now make sure this foot comes back into what we call dorsiflexion. So this is plantar flexion. This is dorsiflexion, okay? Keep it in dorsiflexion. Pull a bit more of the tape off until we've got just the end bit remaining, okay? Get a good grip, and what we want is, if this is no stretch, okay, and this is 100% stretch, we want about 80% stretch, okay? So keep that 80% stretch, keep that foot in dorsiflexion. If somebody's helping you do this, it's far easier than you trying to do it yourself, but it is possible. And we're going to put our hand and we're going to start rubbing the tape on, okay? So keeping the tension in it, and see how I'm putting it just coming round the side. Okay, so you'll see, and then I'm left with my anchor point. I'm going to pull the tape off, rub it on, give it a good rub. And when head relaxes a foot, it doesn't completely drop all the way down. We stop. Okay, this is a nice little tactile cue for your brain, because it means that when you're in this position, you start to get really used to the tape being on you. And as soon as your foot starts to drop too much, it starts to pull on the skin, signals fire up, and then your brain goes, oh, hold on, and then it corrects the foot. This is a really good way to use tape, especially when it comes to shoulders and keeping us in the right position. So, easy, simple way to tape. Remember, on the outside, around and across to the side of the leg. Okay, super easy, guys. So going through the sessions to come, if you want to use this kind of taping technique just to give a little bit more stability for some of the heavy ankle work that we will be doing, then by all means, please do. But we'll be covering more tape in the weeks to come. So we'll see you for our first proper session. Bye.